Preeya, this spinach and ricotta pie is going to be delicious. You will love every single bit of it. It's got a whole lot of really nice ingredients that I think work really, really well together. Now, already in my pan here, I have some onion and some garlic that's sizzling away in some extra virgin olive oil, which will make it delicious. And I'll add some silver beet to that. I knew you'd love this.
We have a great love affair of silver beet, do we not, Richo? We both love the stuff.
It's like a really, really dense spinach. It's packed full of, what's that word you like to
Goodness.
use?
It's got so much goodness in it. It's got iron, it's got zinc, it's good for the immune system, it's a great source of fibre. It's so good, and it cooks down to nothing, and you eat a small portion of it, but you pack a real veggie punch.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it will grow. Oh, I need those bits there as well. I use the stem.
So do I.
So I usually cut up the leaves like that, and then with the stems, I'll cut them into smaller pieces. Now, while I'm doing this, Preeya, I've got some garlic chives there, which are fantastic. They grow really easily. And some parsley. If you can chop it up nice and fine, or, you know, into little bits and pieces so that they go through the herbs. So this is all about lots of herbs.
Love it.
Lots of silver beet, lots of spinach and ricotta, which we add at the end. Now, you can see the stem. I separate it from the leaves and then cut it up nice and fine. It's almost like celery.
I use it in a similar manner for a little bit of crunch. And if you... look, we're getting very competitive here. I make a similar pie as well. We could have had a pie off.
I make it really luscious, so I'm adding lots of goodness to it and sort of balancing it out with some things to make it nice and creamy. Now, you can see that the stem of the silver beet goes straight in there. If you want to cook silver beet, and that's the thing I love about silver beet, you can cook it for a long time.
You can.
It actually stews down. Whereas spinach, you only want to cook for a little bit.
A short period, agree.
Exactly. Now, a pinch of salt in there because salt makes everything taste delicious, and also a good twist of black pepper to make it even more tasty. How are you going with those herbs?
I'm nailing it, I think.
Good.
She says with confidence and flair.
Now, I'll grab a nice handful of baby spinach and pop this on the top here.
I like that you're using 2 types of spinach, Richo.
Exactly. Well, it's all about ricotta and spinach. Now, baby spinach wilts down really, really quickly. So it's about a minute after being in the pan, it's ready to go. So I just toss it around nice and gently like this, and you can see all of a sudden it'll just drop.
Yes.
And that's where it's wilted enough.
To nothing. You'll have a big bag of it, wad of it, and it's gone to nothing.
It's gone to nothing. Now, I'll grab those, or you can grab those herbs and throw them in because I want the herbs to mix in with the spinach. Now, garlic chives is something not a lot of people use.
Yeah, I don't.
I love them. They've got a great flavour to them, great in Asian dishes. Now, I'll just give this a bit of a toss around so you can see it's starting to heat up. I don't want to have it too hot. I just want to wilt the spinach down. You can see it's already softening up. Give that a bit of a toss, and to me, that's ready to go. So at this stage here, I'll grab the pan and pop everything in here. Now, normally I would let all this cool down before I add the rest of the ingredients, but, you know, we're in a hurry.
Yes.
So we're going to do what we call hot loading. We're going to throw it all in there. 4 eggs there. I want you to crack those eggs straight into here. Perfect. And into the silver beet, the onion, the garlic and the spinach, I'll add pine nuts, and I'll add some of these currants, which give it a little bit of sweetness. Now, I've got some lemon there. If you can microplane a little bit of lemon in there as well. And I'll put this ricotta cheese. And you can see this is a fantastic cheese. I love ricotta. It's really firm. And you can eat it on its own. Now, I've also got some sour cream goes in there, a good dollop of sour cream to mix it all around. That's perfect.
Your content, perfect.
Exactly. And I'll break this up till it all starts to come together. And while I'm breaking this up, you've got some cream in your hand. I want you to pour a little bit of cream straight into here. And you can really break it up and mush it up, or you can just leave the ricotta a little bit chunky and break it up.
I'm waiting for you to say when.
Oh, that'll be just a little bit more. Go on.
A little bit more. So I'm thinking, Richo, you could do it without potentially the cream if you wanted to, which is how I do mine.
Okay.
If you want to do a kind of, you know, a healthier spin on it.
And that's broken up beautifully.
Beautiful.
But I've left it a little bit chunky as well, and that's really important because I want to come across those ricotta pieces because this is all about ricotta. Now, pick this baby up here. Grab the Kataifi out, which is my secret weapon, to take it to the top.
Here we go.
And I'll spoon all of this mixture into this oven-proof dish, which is ready to go.
Yum.
Look at that. You loving that?
I'm loving that. This is great for kids too. If you're struggling with kids not getting enough veggies in, a meal like this, if they'll eat something like this with the cheeses in it, is just such a nice way to get it in.
Exactly. And I know there's a lot of iron and stuff in there,
Yes,
which is the
lots of
important part of the
goodness.
diet. So if you're not having something, this is a meat-free dish.
Beautiful, I love this.
With
'cause
lots
this
of
is
pastry.
easy.
You love this. Now, this is Kataifi pastry. The trick is to bring this up to room temperature. I'll put that aside
Yes.
there. Bring it up to room temperature and then break it apart nice and gently so it becomes nice and wispy, which is what I'm looking for.
Yes.
So I've just done that. Look at that. It's almost like a Santa Claus beard. You could,
Yeah, I know, you
do
could.
that.
Or
I could
hair.
do that.
Looks
It
like your
is.
hair, Richo.
It could be. In a couple more years, it will be. Now, I'll just pour a little bit of butter over the top of that just to moisten it. Because with Kataifi and filo pastry, which is very similar, you need that oil or that butter to make it fry.
I would use the extra virgin olive oil just because it's better for your heart health and cholesterol,
Exactly.
but you can use butter if you're doing a treat.
And then this bit here, what I do
love this.
is grab the Kataifi and sort of just lightly sprinkle it on so the Kataifi sits up and becomes nice and fluffy. And we just go around the edges here like that. You're loving this part,
I'm
aren't you?
loving it. This is easy. I think, I always hear Kataifi pastry and I get a bit nervous, but look at that. That was so easy.
Now, I like to just fluff it up a little bit. I like the sesame seeds, unroasted sesame seeds over the top there. You can't really see them now, but once it starts cooking, they go all over the place. You can see we've made a little bit of a mess here, but it all goes on there. Put the last couple of pieces on there. Now, this will go into the oven. It'll cook at about 180 degrees Celsius. It'll take about 35 to 40 minutes to cook, depending on the thickness of your pie dish. But you'll know it's cooked when the inside is nice and hot and set, and the outside, the Kataifi on top, is nice and golden brown. Let's get this in the oven, and then we'll clean all this up, and I can't wait to show you how delicious this is. The award-winning spinach and ricotta pie by Richo.
So confident.
I know. Golden, crisp on top. It's almost like my hair, isn't it?
It is. It's like a mini Richo in the pan.
Exactly. Now I'm just going to cut through the pastry because it's so crispy, isn't it?
I love how it's crisped up and it's so delicate still because it's so thin. It's beautiful.
Exactly. Now I'll scoop out a nice big piece of pie from the bottom there so we can see all that goodness and pop it down.
Beautiful.
Look at that spinach, the ricotta there. I'll grab a
Yes.
little bit more from here. And it's all held together beautifully. By putting some eggs in there, it binds it all together so it's not a soppy mixture. It's actually quite firm. Now have
Wonderful.
a little taste of
Thank you,
that.
Rich. I'm going to sneak over here. Wonderful.
I'm liking the big chunks of cheese in there, and it's going to be nice and gooey in a way, and the spinach and the silver beet hold up really well together.
That comes together beautifully. I love the stalks of the silver beet. I just got a bit. It was really crunchy. That's beautiful.
And of course, the Kataifi pastry. That's a great pie and fantastic for serving a whole lot of people. What do you think?
I absolutely agree, Richo.
And I agree with you.